I love this sentence or this quote. It's how you do anything is how you do
everything. Yeah, I love that line.
It's
how you do that one thing is how you do everything. I do believe that you always need to be searching and grasping for more, not because you want the more, because I believe we are at our best when we are striving for more. Yes. You run this fast, run faster. You lift this much, lift more.
So this is new for me. I don't wake up with a timer. I realized that when I was waking up with an alarm clock, the first thing that my body and brain get is what?
Rock.
You have to just write your plan A first and then be able to pivot. And I've been a huge proponent of always
Welcome to the show, Joey Hornyak. Hornyak?
You said it perfectly, Bruce.
Okay, so the reason why you're here is because over the course, first of all, you're a perfect sports athlete.
Yes.
But I think you and I are of like mind outside of the fact that you live in the fucking woods.
Yes.
But all your recovery protocols, I do the same thing. And then as I've been watching your Instagram and all your social media, I'm like, this motherfucker is exactly like me. Let's bring him on. Let's talk. So let's reel it back. You live in the woods.
I do. It's going to be 6 years next year. Bought my property on 8 acres with my girlfriend. It's going to 6 years ago during COVID, so 2020.
Oh, wow. Nice.
And we just wanted to, I've always had the vision of like escaping, being somewhere that I called like, it's my compound. Yep. And I don't need to leave my house and depend on anyone outside my house to have access to whatever I want. Okay. So to build my whole compound where I could just pretty much stay there.
Okay, I agree with that.
And so, yeah, we bought our property.
8 acres is nice.
Yeah, it's nice. Very nice.
Okay. So when you say in the woods, what are we talking about?
Not off grid. Still obviously have hydro, internet. We get delivered like Amazon. I'm not like,
oh, fuck.
I'm not to the point of being like off grid, like that.
So you're actually still civilized. If you get Amazon, dude.
Yes, we live in a village.
Okay.
So village, 1,000 people.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. There's the nearest like Walmart's an hour away. The nearest light for cars is an hour away.
Really?
Yeah. So yeah, it's a whole different vibe. And honestly, it gives you a whole different perspective on life, gives you a whole different perspective on yourself, and a whole different perspective also on like the world. If I don't want
so let's break that down. There. How did it give you a different perspective on life? What does that mean?
Comparison. I have comparison over what, and I don't want to come off as like, necessarily being like better. Like that's not the thing I'm doing. But like for me, when I'm just in my thoughts, sitting in my sauna or something, like I have the time to think. And a lot of people who don't live in an area like where I live and how I live don't have time to think.
That's fair.
To be with your own thoughts.
I think a lot of people are afraid to be with their own thoughts.
Yes.
That's why some people are just so fixated on keeping busy, keeping that dopamine hit from being on social media. Because when you take all the bullshit away and you actually with yourself, that's when you start to see maybe your vulnerabilities, and that's when you start to see your insecurities. But I think that's important. I think from time to time, you need to take a step back and assess yourself. You need to take stock. How am I doing financially? How am I doing spiritually, physically? And
audit yourself.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Audit yourself for sure.
I love that. You have to audit yourself. You have to figure out what the fuck you suck at, what you're weak at, what your emotional triggers are, what you're good at, self-awareness about yourself. But auditing, I try to always audit myself. And to come back initially to like what you just asked, the other thing too is that I've realized just being there, I realized that the most important thing, or the thing that like everybody at, the foundation at the core, what they really want is freedom. It's not fucking the money or all the other...
money gives you freedom, right?
Some people, that's subjective, I think, because you could be off grid, and that person living off grid could easily say, I'm the happiest I've ever been. I don't have an electricity bill. I don't have this. I have less overhead in my head. Yes, it does. It's like freedom units, you know, I get it, but it's still subjective because someone else could have a totally different perspective on that and say, you know, money is just going to add overhead in my head. It's going to increase anxiety or thoughts or chasing.
Absolutely.
And
yes.
And then you're stuck in a certain game. But yes, I do agree. Obviously, it's freedom units. If you want to buy something, you know, that costs money. You don't have to worry as much for certain things. But I've realized that being there, the thing that the human body and soul needs to be attached to is freedom. When you're able to wake up and not have that overhead. And that doesn't mean like, you know, being like this and I'm not doing shit of my day. Like that's not it.
Right.
Because I'm totally not that. But it's just your foundation in the core and like the molecules inside your body is that freedom. That freedom of just I said it before we even started talking, is the overhead. And for me, I always try to make sure that my overhead is low. And if
I think that's a good way to live, right? Because if you're constantly, and that statement translates into everything. If you are living with outside of your means, and that could be translated to, are you living outside of your means financially? Are you living outside of your means from an emotional perspective? There's always going to be a price to pay for living the life that you do. And you said, like, I do not believe that money is the source of all happiness, but I would be arrogant to say that having money isn't, for me, having money is freedom, because I'm not so concerned about money anymore. Now I can have the liberties of making sure other people are okay. I have the liberties of being more charitable because I'm not so fixated on making sure I'm okay. So once in my life I became okay, then I was more able to make sure, is everybody else okay?
When did that change for you? How old were you?
Well,
and like what you just said translates a bit to, you don't have that overhead anymore.
That's right.
It's not there on your soul.
That's right.
So how old were you when that overhead kind of dissipated? And
I think at 29, I started 28, 29, I started all the companies. I became a millionaire my first year. And then 2 years later, I lost everything. Like, it's been well documented. I was fucked. I went from being a millionaire to being $750,000 in personal debt. And I had to start everything over again. I had to fucking eke my way by fucking inches, getting out of debt. And so that gave me freedom because I did it again, right? And then there was another time when I was also financially fucked and I had to do it again. So once you have successfully you went from rags to riches to rags to riches, then you become free with the burden to know that I wasn't lucky, right? I actually earned it, and now I earned it again, and now I earned it again. So that I don't have that fear any longer. And once I became financially comfortable, and even though I have more money now than I did then, I don't care about money anymore. So I think once you're allowed to live your life as you want to without the burden, as you said, the overhead of all these pressures, then I just think you live a better life. And I'm extremely blessed and fortunate because, especially now in Canadians, they are struggling. They can't afford groceries. They can't afford to live in house. And I sympathize, especially because they're in that position, not because of their own mistakes, because we're being run by a fucked up government.
Yes. And about that, I see oftentimes on Facebook, these articles and posts about people, how they can't afford things or they're struggling, kind of like what you just said. But sometimes I kind of play I guess, like devil's advocate, if you will.
Yep.
And what I've realized too is that a lot of people that do say those things, and not everyone, but it's just to play both sides of like the sword, is that a lot of people don't know how to manage their stuff.
Sure.
They buy the stupidest stuff. They don't even know how to grocery shop. They don't even know how to budget their own grocery and do their own stuff. And you have those same people that are complaining that things are too expensive. Yes, okay, it is at the same time. But like, you can't be complaining, but then I see you going to buy clothes.
Nope.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Sure.
Or like buying stupid shit at the grocery store, or like things like, I'm like, with $50, a $50 bill in my hand, you know how much grocery I could actually get if I budget it well? You could go to the Dollarama and buy like rice there, tuna cans, sardine cans. Like if you're really to the point of like, it's expensive, and yes, it is, you know, housing and all the other stuff, it is, taxes, but on the flip side of the coin is that a lot of people don't know how to spend their money.
It goes back to what we already said earlier. There are people that are living outside of their means.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's a hard lesson. It's very easy for people. And again, this is not even just a financial statement. This is about anything. It's very easy to put how you are situationally in your life and blame you, or blame that, or blame that, as opposed to, like we said, you got to audit yourself. Okay, I'm financially strapped. Okay, motherfucker, perhaps you shouldn't be going out and blowing money on stupid shit. Oh, okay, maybe there's that. I'm emotionally unhappy. Okay, well, maybe you're dating a stupid bitch. Maybe you shouldn't be doing that, right? And then it's that time when we take the step back and take off all the filters and just be honest with ourselves. But it's people don't want to be honest with themselves.
Absolutely not.
Right.
Absolutely
because
not.
I would much rather blame you. Yeah, you know, my life is shit because of fucking Joey here, right?
Or because of who this president is, or because of who this person is. The most important thing, I have this conversation all the time with my girlfriend alone at the kitchen table. It's the most important thing is what the fuck is going on inside your house. Not what's going on in that country and in your own what's happening inside your house. You have to audit yourself first. You have to structure your household correctly first.
Yep.
And then, you know, point the finger.
Because you have to take care of your unit first.
Yeah, but people
before
don't.
You can start worrying about what lies beyond that.
People fall in denial. They're in denial all the time about themselves. They complain about all the people around them, how this person is because they're not making this amount of money, how this person is affecting this. And
you know what? Even if that was true, even if there was outside circumstances that are putting you in the situation you are, fucking work harder, dude. And I don't want that to sound elitist, or I don't want that to sound snobby, but you know what? Life doesn't give a shit about your problems. You are where you are. You want this, motherfucker, work harder. And that's just the reality of life.
100%.
Yeah, yes. I agree with you, man. Like
I've always been a huge proponent.
Yep, that's a good word.
Proponent of you only have a plan A, never create a plan B. People could disagree with that, but based on my experiences, is you have to stick with your plan A.
But you have to be able to pivot.
Yeah, pivoting is different though. Pivoting is a lot different than saying I'm creating a plan A here, but then right beside that column, I'm writing plan B. If you put it at the, exactly. Pivoting is fine. You have to know how to pivot. You have to know, like, okay, is it time that I change my direction?
Yep.
That I do this? That's okay. But if you're sitting at the table like this and you're like, okay, you know, I gotta do something. I gotta work harder and advance and progress with my life. You can't be like, okay, so this is plan A, this is plan B, this is plan. That doesn't work. You have to just write your plan A first and then be able to pivot. And I've been a huge proponent of always laying out your plan A, sticking with your plan A, obviously being self-aware of things, auditing the situation, being able to pivot when that time comes. But you have to be so welded to that plan A. And I've had my experience when I was young that taught me that when I was 16 years old.
What was the experience?
It's a bit emotional for me, that experience, because I feel the weight right now. I could tell you, you know, I could tell you. It's a story, but I'll condense it. So, okay. So for me, it's huge because it laid out a huge foundation to my life and the outlook on that plan A. So when I was 15, when I was 15 years old, I grew up playing hockey. So I gave up my hockey career and pursued what I'm pretty much doing now. So I gave up my hockey career.
Why did you give up hockey?
Timing.
Fair.
Timing. The timing didn't fall into place well. The dominoes didn't get laid out in my favor, I guess. It just didn't get laid out well. And timing kind of drifted me towards this other thing. And it's so crazy because yesterday driving here, we had an 8-hour drive to come here, and we were talking about that in the car, how exactly that, like anyways, when I was 15, it was a pivotal year in my hockey career and schooling. So I live in Quebec, and we have secondary 5, which is grade 11. And I knew that grade 11, that was my schooling. I had hockey separately to my schooling, which I was playing. It wasn't like combined like right now with like prep schools and all that stuff. So I was graduating that year because we graduated grade 11 over there. I was graduating that year, and I wanted to play a higher level in hockey. And so I wanted also to have a good combination of, school and hockey, but in the same like environment. I didn't want to have two things separately, because for me, my plan A was hockey. Wasn't school at all. So I was like all in on hockey. This is my thing. I'm going pro, all that. So what I did, and I was very small. At 15 years old, I was 5 feet, 99 pounds. I still had my first program in my testing. So in secondary 5 and grade 11, I was that. I started 1 month before my 16th birthday at the gym. And my goal was performance. I got to get bigger, and I got to perform better than everyone. I got to use my size and my speed to my advantage. Obviously get bigger. If I want to, pierce, that doesn't, if I wanted to get that leap in my hockey career. So what I did was, and I wasn't playing the best hockey level at that time. I couldn't either. My dad didn't have his license. He was sick. My mom was working. We couldn't afford playing higher level hockey either. So that year I was like, okay, next year I gotta figure something out. So I went on my computer. I remember this like it was yesterday. It was March break. 40 degrees. We had no AC in the house. I had a fan on me like this.
Holy fuck.
I sent this to thousands and thousands, not hundreds, thousands and thousands of teams and coaches all over North America saying, hey, my name is Joey. I'm 5'6". I was lying. I'm 5'6". This is what I'm playing. I want this. I want to do this. My goal was to play at a preparatory school, a prep school, which is essentially like on campus, you have your school, your hockey, and everything. So I sent that message out to thousands of teams, junior teams and everything. So long story short, one school came back to me. A lot of schools and people came back to me saying like, no, you're too small and your level of hockey is going to be too much of a big jump to play like midget AAA. So that's what I was shooting for. One school got back to me and they messaged me and they said, what do you play? Blah, blah, blah. Come over to the school, just check it out, and we'll see if it's a good fit for you. Ended up going there and left the campus. And right before leaving, the director of the school and the campus said, I don't think it's a good fit for you here. I was broken. For sure. Went back home, got back on my computer. Was sending emails. I remember even skipping school some days to send messages. My mom was good with it. We even went to the Montreal Canadiens NHL team practice facility. She pulled me out of school. I remember hearing my name on the intercom, pulled me out of school. That man, the director, told me, write up a page of your story asking for a donation, because now the problem was money too. And prep schools are like 30K, 40K, could even go up to 50K in the US.
Wow.
So I remember being at the Montreal Canadiens practice facility, pouring rain, and I was handing out my envelope to each one of the players, everyone that was coming out of the parking garage. And I wrote it in English and French, got it corrected by my English and French teacher at school, and asking for a $25,000 donation. And anyways, the school period was about to start. September was coming. I was like, fuck, I got no team. I got no school, no like plan. But I was so focused on going to this school, Canadian International Hockey Academy. It's called CIH Academy.
Okay.
So September comes along. I spam the director. I'm like, got to do something. My mom calls him. She's like, look, I got a credit card of like 5K. Let's max it out and we'll figure something out for life. So, okay, come back. If we can't figure anything out, like credit card wise and all that, we'll have to send you back. My mom was like, we can't do that. That doesn't make sense. It's either a yes or no. Like, come on. We ended up going. There was a week before that, they started playing games beginning of September, the school, the hockey team, midget AAA. And the 28th of September, they were leaving for a showcase in Detroit. And I was like, I got to get on that bus. I got to figure out a way to get on that bus. I ended up getting on that bus. Ended up playing. Fast forward. I'm still there after December. And it's emotional for me to talk about that because it's so, not because I'm like sad or like it's because it triggers a point where I'm like, I know it's possible. Like that feeling of like the overhead lifting off your shoulders. I still have that feeling now. December came and my mom gets a phone call saying like, oh, like Merry Christmas. It's the holidays. You know, you'll be coming to pick up your son soon. So she gets something on the phone, news on the phone, but not the best news because the finance director calls her and he's like, we need some money. You know, we got to get this going. She ends up coming to pick me up at school for the holidays. And so the director, and I'm like alone pretty much in the dorms because everyone's gone and, you know, their parents came to pick them up or they took their flights back. The director walks into the dorm in the hallway. I step out with my suitcases. I see my mom completely to the left in the corridor, the hallway. I see the director to my right. And they look at each other and they're like, did you tell him? I'm like, my brain is like going everywhere. And the main thing was like, oh my God, I got drafted or something. Like something crazy just happened. Well, something crazy did happen. So he ends up looking at me and he's like, Joey, someone.
It's okay, brother. Take your time.
And I always tell myself I'm never going to be like this when I talk about something like this. He comes up to me and he's like, he looks at me like this and he's like, and he grabs me, you know, he's like this. And he's looking at me. I'm still small, you know, I'm like 5'6", 5'7" at that time now. And I put on size and all that and everything was going very well. I ended up playing on the first line at my team and everything like that. So he looks at me straight in the eyes. He's like, there's an angel that came by and dropped a check in your name to cover for $25,000. And like, I'm 16 and nobody like, you know, that was help for me, but I was like, it fucking worked. You know, the amount of people too during that time period where I was like spamming my emails and everything and being like, season's coming and you take a plan B. And I was like, no, it doesn't work like that. I remember being on my porch and on my deck in the backyard with my mom. And I was like, no, this is it. I got to stick to it. And I was like, I don't know. It's just, you just keep going. And everyone, my trainer at the gym was telling me, make a plan B. Like there's a college right here, go check them out. It's less expensive. I was like, no, it doesn't work. And so he ended up telling me there's a check. There's an angel from the sky that came to drop off a check in your name for $25,000. And my mom knew this.
Oh, she did know.
Because she got the call. She got the call a week before coming to pick me up. Nice. After they asked about the credit card situation. So yeah, and then from there, I ended up playing the year there, obviously graduating from there and then signing with a team in New York State. And then from there, it just pivoted to kind of what I'm doing now. And that's already like almost 15 years ago, which is completely nuts. But that, you know, coming back to before, like that set a whole foundation on that whole principle of plan A, plan B type thing. And ingraining that pattern in my brain wiring. You know, we all have that wiring, and my wiring got sparked like that and kind of got connected like that in my brain. And that at a young age set forth like everything, the way I look at things, the way I see things. And for me, like that was a huge thing because I was so young. We didn't have the money for it. People telling me, don't do that. You can't do that, blah, blah, blah. plus the hockey side of things, I wasn't big. That was an issue, but yeah, so I guess the rest is history, which is completely crazy. And we have an invoice. My mom has an invoice like plastified and it says $0 balance, which is crazy because it was like $35K to go there for a Canadian resident. Obviously I got like the scholarship for the rest. And so yeah, it worked. And I remember the only donation in person that I got was from a hot dog stand. They gave me $20 out of their cash register because I went door knocking thousands of companies. I was highlighting everything like BlackBerry, when, the phones, the CEO of McDonald's. I got in contact with everyone. Nobody gave me anything.
Except for pricks.
Nobody gave me anything, which is completely crazy. And the only thing I got was $20 from the hot dog stand at the corner of my residence, and that check. So that instilled a perspective on that plan A, plan B type thing. And then when I was 20, I lost my dad.
Sorry.
So that was obviously big, and another part to the foundation that you kind of grew up with or without, depending on how you're seeing it. But yeah, that kind of condenses that story of that whole hockey story, plan A, plan B, and that was a huge part of my youth and of my life.
Well, at such a young age to have that mindset, first of all, that was fucking emotional. Like, that was fucking tearing me up. Thank God I have the fucking glasses on. That was deep, dude. Thank you for that.
And it's the emotional part for me, and I didn't want to cut you off with what you had as your thought, but it's because it's the weight. When he had his hand on my shoulder and I was like, and I heard it, it was like, it worked. It fucking worked. That's how I felt. Like, it was that feeling of, oh my God, it worked.
At such a young age to have that kind of mindset, that belief, that speaks more about you than anything else.
Thanks.
Because you shouldn't be that young and have that kind of belief system.
And like, I've never had I don't even have friends, like, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't have a lot of friends either. I know a lot, especially because I'm
know people.
Yes.
But
I have very few friends.
I can't have this conversation with no one. Either they don't understand like the concept of the brain conversation of how you're saying things. Like, they don't filter it the same.
Well, listen, that fucking mindset is not normal. Right? No, and
I get it. I get it.
I get that conversation all the time.
Uh-huh.
Like, for me, when I explain my sort of the way I think to people, and people will be like, well, that's not normal. Like, don't think people are going to think that way, right? Like, it's a very small percentage of people. And that's why I try to inspire people to get that kind of mindset, to have that never tap out kind of mentality, right?
Yeah.
Because I think we're conditioned to take the easy way out on things. I think we're conditioned to put the blame on other people rather than audit ourselves. And I think for whatever reason, people do not believe that they have the potential. That's why I called it Be Great, because I do believe that all of us have the potential to do superhuman shit. And it's sad when someone doesn't believe that they're capable. And if the only reason why they don't believe they're capable is their own mindset, that's sad for me, because I want people to believe that they can do all these things.
Yes.
But people are afraid of success. People are afraid of failure. People are afraid of hard work, right? And that's why some people just sit back and say, you know what? It's not for me, or I don't want that, or it's, I don't care about being successful, right? And some people, when they say successful, they automatically equate that with being money. And that's not money. There are people that do not have a lot of money, but are extremely happy. To me, that's motherfucking successful. So I don't arbitrarily presume that someone, because they have money, is either A, happy, or B, successful. Because if you're defining it by a monetary thing, you could be a millionaire, but then there's multimillionaires and there's billionaires. So you need to be contained and happy with what you got in your life. But I do believe that you always need to be searching and grasping for more, not because you want the more, because I believe we are at our best when we are striving for more.
Yes.
You run this fast, run faster. You lift this much, lift more. You know, you fight this way, fight better, right? We should always be aspiring to be more than we are.
Yes, I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. And I call that, you can't have your hands in your pockets. You got to take your hands out of your pockets. You can't be twiddling your thumbs like this.
Yeah.
You got to keep progressing.
Yes,
progress
for sure.
in every facet of your life. And I always say, like, I love this sentence or this quote. It's how you do anything is how you do
everything. Dude, that was in John Wick, number 4.
Oh, really? Okay,
yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I love that line.
It's
how you do that one thing is how you do everything.
100%. And I have a hard time hiring people to do work at my house. I have a hard time anything because people are not disciplined with the output on that phrase, that quote. They'll cut corners.
Yep. People are fucking lazy.
And that is a reflection on how you are. I'll go to the extent of like, I'm going to make my bed like this. I'm going to brush my teeth like this.
Yes.
I'm going to do my shit like this.
Yes,
because
buddy.
if I can't do it like that and I'm not like how you do anything is how you do everything or how you do that one thing is how you do everything, it reflects back to those little things.
100%.
Like how I'm like presenting myself, how I'm shaking your hand, how I'm, shaving myself, coming right here. Like other people might not see it that way, but for me, I know the benefit and the return and like the ROI of doing that. Because if I'm not able to do that one thing how it should be and how I know I'm satisfied with, how the fuck am I going to do all the other stuff?
Absolutely.
It doesn't work.
I
It will
agree
never
100%.
work.
And even taking it back to what you said about simply brushing your teeth. Okay, I brush my teeth. How can I brush my teeth better, right? How can I do anything better? And the problem is some people will look at that and say, well, you're always chasing your tail. But I don't know any other way. I don't know any other way than just to try and be better.
Exactly.
Yep.
It's exactly what you just said. You don't know any other way. You're wired like that. For
That's
you,
right.
it's a normal thing.
That's
like,
right.
That's the normal.
For us, it's normal.
Yes.
But for others, it's not. But why can't it be? That's why I try and inspire people, right? We're going to get into our like recovery, the red light, the ice baths and all that shit, right? But that is what I want to use this vehicle for. I want people to be, first of all, entertained. I want them to be perhaps enlightened, but I want them to know that they can always be more than they are. And that, for a long time when I got into business is like, well, what did I want? Well, I wanted money. I wanted to be rich, right? Okay. I wanted people to know who I am. But then when you have that, what is that good for, right? Well, now I want my legacy to be that I hope that I can inspire others. I want others to believe that they can have anything they want in their life, providing they pay the price it takes to get it. Mm-hmm. And if I can do that, if I can inspire people to believe they can be more, then that would be a fucking awesome legacy to have.
Yeah.
Because all the other trappings, the money and the fame doesn't mean shit. I'm going to die one day at 150 and a year later, no one's going to know who the fuck I am. But if along that way, I've inspired a few people to believe more than they are, then I'll live forever.
So when did that start for you? Like what was not that thing necessarily, but where did that stem from? Or what was the pivotal time? Like, I know you mentioned previously, like when you were 29 and everything, but what's before that? I want to kind of
I've always been driven, been driven. I started studying martial arts at 15 and that ingrained a certain mentality in me. Mm-hmm. So 15, I'm 57 now. I have trained all my life.
Yep.
And I firmly believe in the tenets of honor and respect and discipline, right? Fuck motivation. It's important, but it is not the end all and be all. Mm-hmm. Because let's just quickly talk about ice baths, okay?
Yes.
Every morning I'm motivated to go into that ice bath. Every morning I don't want to fucking do it because it sucks, right? It's the discipline that makes me get into that ice bath every fucking day, right? So I think I've always been driven, but the mentality of the legacy of inspiring others, I remember it. I was at Grant's gym, a boxing club. I was in the change room and a guy came up to me and he said, you inspire me. And I'm like, the fuck? I inspire you? Why the fuck would I inspire you? And he told me, because the way you carry yourself, the way you speak, the way you because that in that boxing club, I probably would have been maybe 52 up to 53. He's like, you're training and fighting 20-year-olds, you don't care. And he's like, that's inspirational to me. He's like, how can I be like you? I'm like, buddy, I'm like, just chase your passion. Make sure that you're passionate about what it is you do and try and make money from that. If you can't make money at that off the hop, do what it is you have to do in order so you can get to making money at your passion. I am extremely blessed, as are you, because you are doing what you love, right? There are people that are not that fortunate. So what I would suggest is that they do what they have to do in order to live and chase their passion, either for a monetary secondary income or just so their soul can breathe.
The thing about ice baths,
yes,
because you mentioned the motivation, the discipline.
Yes.
I call that discipline, but I kind of call that too, like, I always say, at the beginning of the year, you know, quotes, at the beginning of the year, you have a contract in front of you. There's a whole contract written down. At the beginning of the year, you sign your name on that contract. You have to respect that contract. When you wake up in the morning, when you do your ice baths, you're not going to go, like, say your routine, you do it every morning.
Yep.
Okay. So say you go a morning without doing it because this little guy here said, hey, Bruce, don't do the ice bath this morning, and you don't do it.
I'd never do that.
The what if, okay?
Yep, sure.
That, I wouldn't be able to live with that because it puts me in a guilty position of like, fuck, that contract's right there. I'm not respecting what I signed. That for me, and I'm the same way, I never do that because I respect my contract, the contract that I signed for myself. I would never be able to go about my day knowing that I fucking drifted off my contract.
Yeah.
The contract that I signed, no one else knows about that contract. But
again, here's the problem.
Yep.
Few people have that discipline because nobody else knows about that contract for you. So you could fuck off on your contract and he doesn't know about it.
Exactly.
Right? You are responsible to you.
Yes.
Right? And a lot of people don't have that fucking resolve, dude.
Yep.
Right?
And I can't live with that.
I agree. I'm the same way.
Because then it's if I do that, what else am I doing in my day that I'm
How else am I fucking the dog?
Yeah. What else am I doing? You know? I can't, I wouldn't be able to, if I knew that of a person, I would never hire them. I would never hire them to do a job at my house. I would never, absolutely not.
Okay, so let's talk about your morning routine. Let's see how similar it is to mine. Okay, go for it.
So my morning routine changes with the seasons.
Okay.
It always cycles. I always see my nutrition, my routines, the things I do, the things I watch, the things, how I structure my schedule based off of cycles because I have to follow. If there's winter, there's spring, there's fall, autumn, winter, you know, there's 4 seasons.
Yeah.
There has to be seasons and cycles with your life.
Yeah,
you cannot do the same thing for 365 days a year. There has to be a cycle somewhere. If you're on, you know, if you're nutrition, you have to cycle something. You can't be doing the same thing. It's good. I'm not saying that it's not good, but there's a reason why there's cycles that exist. There's a reason why there's daytime, nighttime. There's a reason why we go to bed. There's cycles that are going on. There has to be cycles and differences with your routine as well. And routine is the pattern and it's the studs. If you're familiar with building, it's the studs to your house. It's the foundation to everything. You have to change up your cycle, like the cycles of routine. So, and I got to that point of realization because I audited myself. And I saw different things. I was like, wait, I'm doing this in the summertime when it's this. The days are longer. I'm getting more sun. Like, there's different things that are going on. I can't be doing the same thing in wintertime, even though it's good. I can't be doing the same thing. There's a reason why all life around us has cycles.
Let's not do today or yesterday because you were driving here. Let's pick
it doesn't change.
Okay, let's go.
It absolutely does not change.
Okay.
I'm going to stop my car. If I'm driving, I'll stop and do my morning routine beside my car. There's no difference.
Okay.
And I'm gonna answer your question, but the only difference too, and this is just for people to realize if you're either watching or hearing this, the only difference, and you could get technical, but like, you know, we'll just kind of like summarize it. And this came recently when I audited myself because I was having conversations with people and I was like, wait a second, there's a pattern. There's certain reps that are happening. The difference between you and I, between him and I, between you and him is decisions.
Mindset.
But mindset comes with, I think, like build reps. Reps. You know, at 2 years old, I don't know my mindset. I don't know. It maybe start at 6 years old?
But your decisions are based on the way you perceive things.
All decisions.
Yep.
Decisions are everything. This person and me, the only difference, or, you know, we could get technical, but like the difference above everything is the decisions. If we took the same decisions, we would essentially be like a clone. We would essentially be almost the same. The only common denominator, I guess, if that makes sense, is decisions.
Okay, so
I get tired.
Sure.
I go to bed.
Yep.
I have to get dressed. I have to make money. I have to speak with people. Some days I don't feel like doing it. I have this little guy on my shoulder saying, "Don't do it." The other guy's like, "Nah, do it." I get that. Same thing as you. I get it. You know, I get all that.
Yep.
We're all in the same boat.
Agreed.
I sweat. I ache.
Yes.
It hurts.
Yep.
I cry. All of it. But the thing at the end of the day that separates the difference is decisions. If you just did the same decisions or make the right decisions, the result is going to be a lot different. I have what I have. I'm built the way I am, and I have that mindset, obviously with reps, pattern, and experiences, but decisions. It really comes down to the decisions. So my morning routine, and I wanted to say that because I wanted to loop that in, because I don't want people to hear this and be like, you know, he has something that I don't. Do you know what I mean? I might have differences because I built it up. I'm 31, but it really comes down to decisions. Saying no at the right time, saying yes at the right time. Those play a huge impact. Oh, do you want to go out tonight? No. I have to do this. Yes. Different ROI on that.
100. Yep.
So my morning routine, now it's been years. I always stretch in the morning. I can tell you exactly how long to the second it's going to take me to stretch. The same movements, the same reps, everything. So I do. So do you want to know all the detail?
From when you wake up?
Okay, I wake up, and this is a new routine. So this is new for me. I don't wake up with a timer, with an alarm.
Clock.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't wake up with an alarm clock, and that's new to me because I realized that when I was waking up with an alarm clock, the first thing that my body and brain get is what?
Shock.
That's not good.
Yep, agreed.
I'm starting my day with like, oh my God.
Yeah.
The sound of the iPhone alarm. I can't do that. So I realized like sleep is the most important thing.
It is.
It's the most important thing. Not the amount of hours, but the quality of sleep that you're getting and the environment that you're in. So, but I pretty much wake up around 7:30.
Me too.
Give or take, but I'll sleep. If I wake up at 8, we're good. My routine is a non-negotiable. I will do it at whatever time, and no matter where I am and no matter who is beside me, I will do it.
Same.
I'll get it done. So I wake up. So my phone is on do not disturb all the time. I never have it in my bed. It's about 2 feet away from me. It's on like airplane mode, do not disturb, and I don't have an alarm. So I wake up, and I'll go to the detail. I wake up, I sleep with the fan on, I turn off the fan, open up my door, the curtains are still closed, my girlfriend is still sleeping. I always wake up first. The door's open, and it's very dark around my house too because there's no lights, absolutely no street lights, no house lights, it's only motion censored and all that stuff. So I wake up, I go straight to the bathroom, I pee. After that, I go grab some coconut oil, some peppermint oil. I do, my
fiance does it. An
oil.
It's
oil pulling.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
do my oil pulling.
Yes.
So I do that.
My fiance does that every she does it in the night though.
Morning is because my bacteria.
Very good.
So I grab the coconut oil, peppermint oil. Sorry. While I do that, I put it in my mouth. I put it in a spoon. Put it in my mouth. Then simultaneously, I grab a kettle. I warm it up to 169 degrees Celsius, Fahrenheit, either or, whatever the Fahrenheit. Yeah. Sorry, Fahrenheit. So I let that boil. I go into my office room.
Yeah.
I turn on my red light, get on the floor. I do my 5 to 6 minute stretching routine.
Yep.
It's mobility, not so much static stretching, but more dynamic movements. I do my breath work. The red light is still on. I also take off my shirt so that it could get on my skin, my eyes. I don't put on goggles, nothing like that.
Yep.
I step out of my room after that, go grab my boiled water is at 169. I pour it in my mug, grab my mug. I'll go back to my red light. I'll sip it in front of my red light, and I'm standing. I can't sit because I can't start my day sitting down. I have to start at least
How
standing
long do you
up.
do red light for?
20 minutes.
Me too.
Yeah, 20 minutes. And I try to do like 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes on the sides. So I drink my water.
So it's fucking just plain water?
Yes, warm water, because you digest it better. If it's cold, your body needs to...
No, I get that, but I thought you would put like lemon in it or something.
No, plain water. I need just the purest thing. I have filtered water, softened water.
Yeah, me too.
I get it from my well, so it's good water. I realize, and this is new. The whole boiling water situation at that warm temperature is new for me. I didn't do that years ago.
Yeah.
But it's very good for my digestive system. I feel great. So... I do that, my red light, and then, like this morning, I did it. My girlfriend even brought the red light mask. We didn't bring our machine, obviously. We brought just the face mask. And then I go to my coffee machine. I drink 100% organic decaf grain black beans, no caffeine anymore. So it's freshly grinded. It's very good coffee, even though it's decaf. I get the whole decaf caffeine situation, but anyways, I do decaf, just a question of keeping my cortisol down. And then, and I'm looking here because I'm trying to make sure I'm going to each detail. And then I drink that. I have a standing desk, so I go to my standing desk.
Nice.
I respond to emails first thing, and all that routine usually takes 45 minutes. And that's what I do as of now. And then after that, I'll hop in the shower. I do definitely cold shower. And right now it's not my ice bath season as of yet. So I'm going to be going
that's right.
into it.
Okay, because you don't have an actual ice bath.
I do.
You do?
Yep, I do. But just switching up the cycle, because now I'll be doing sauna, and when I do my sauna, I'll be doing my ice bath with it right beside. So I don't want to overload, especially in the morning. I don't want to overload too much, like my central nervous system, my cortisol. It's cycles. It's just cycles. And I'm going to be going now, as soon as the first snow is there, which is coming, then I'm getting into my ice bath morning routine season. And so, it changes. I always find ways, not frequently, but the same duration as like a season will last is usually how long my routine will last.
Fair enough.
But it's very important. It's very important though for me, even if you change the cycle and the structure of the routine or the pattern, it's very important though to always keep that non-negotiable and the anchor. And that anchor and non-negotiable for me is my mobility breath work. Why? Because I could do it anywhere, anytime, around anyone. I don't need anything to depend on. And I hate being in a position where I need to depend on people depend on things to realize my progress or my life. I hate that. If I have to depend on people.
That's a bit of a control issue though for us, I think. Dude, I'm 100. I like everything. Like, it makes me uncomfortable having to rely on somebody to do something for me.
Yes.
But you need, especially in business, when I first started, I was a sole entity. And then as I brought more and more people on, I had to quickly learn that I can't hold the reins on everybody, right? So you need to let go of that control. But I fucking get it, dude. Like, I don't like, well, what if that person doesn't do that for me? That I don't know how to do that. So like, then you start to think, well, should I learn how to do that? But then how much time do you invest?
The overhead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you and I have, see, the difference is I haven't looked at seasonal changes. This is my non-negotiable.
Yes.
I wake up in the morning at 7:30. I don't wake up with an alarm, but if I like, cause I train, like I have coaches, right, for my training. So if I would need an alarm to make sure I hit my fucking lesson, I use it. But for whatever reason, I wake up at 7:30, as you do. I go to the bathroom. I'll go down in, so actually the only thing that has changed in this season is that I've introduced white light therapy. So I've noticed, and this was a game changer for me, because I had noticed that come the winter months, my energy was starting to deplete a little bit. I wasn't as exuberant as I normally was. And it weighed on me. I'm like, why am I like this in the winter? So I did some investigation, and it has a lot to do with my serotonin and my dopamine levels and the way the lack of light, the lack of sunlight I'm getting. And because I am such a high rev person, high on dopamine all the time, the lack of serotonin being produced by the light, it was causing an imbalance. So my non-negotiable now, 100, is I wake up in the morning. What I would typically do is I'd go take a shit and I'd be sitting on my phone looking at all my emails. I don't do that anymore. I go to the bathroom, I go downstairs, I put on the white light for 20 minutes. I have my espresso. I look at my emails and get up to speed with the day. From the white light, I go into what I do is similar to you. I have contrasting temperatures. So I'll do my jacuzzi at 104, and then I'll do my ice bath, which is at 40. So I do that. I do, and then from there, I'll go and do my red light therapy. There's a green drink that I drink between the ice bath to my red light, and it's a concoction that people have asked me, and I'll actually disclose it. But I go do my red light. I have 3 full-length body panels, so I don't have to turn around like you do. So I do 20 minutes. I get hit all my angles. While I'm in there, I do my breath work, and I do some static stretching because I got really fucking tight shoulders, so I have to do that. From there, 20 minutes under the red light, then I can start my day. I'll either go do my first training session of the day at home because I have a gym there, or I'll do my training session with one of my coaches.
Nice.
So the jits, the wrestling, the striking, what have you. And then my regular day can start. But that is non-negotiable for me. I need to do that shit. And then at night, the only other non-negotiable is I do the hyperbaric chamber for an hour every day. And what I do when I'm in there is I study Spanish or I study chess lessons. And like, there's no negotiating with that with me.
Did you say chess
Yeah.
lessons?
Yeah.
No way. I was thinking I wanted to buy you like a board, a chess
Yeah,
board.
I love chess.
No way. I
Yeah,
love
dude.
chess too.
Oh, bueno, nice.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So about your routine, when's the first time in the day after waking up do you drink water? And what happens if you're traveling?
I'm not a big traveler. I don't like traveling because and that's probably part of my fucking fixation on my routine, because once you have to travel, then your routine is all fucked up. And I love my routine. Like, this motherfucker's looking at me like now because I get it. So for example, next month I'm going to, in a few weeks, I'm going to Cabo to do stem cells and to do gene therapy. So now my whole routine's all fucked up. So I don't like that. So I'll do whatever I can while I'm there. So I'll take my white light with me. But you're in the sun, right? So it's not really going to be a big factor.
Exactly.
But I'll take a cold shower as opposed to the ice bath. Not the same, but it's still okay.
Yeah, and you keep your routine going.
Yes.
The word before, you were mentioning like discipline, respect, honor, and then you said motivation, which
Discipline.
I agree with.
Yes.
Discipline, momentum.
Yeah.
And what you just said by pivoting and adapting is that you keep the momentum going.
Yes.
You have to keep momentum going.
Yes.
Because if as soon as you drift off the momentum train, you know how hard it is to get back on that train?
See, but
1 day, 2 days, 3 days.
Dude, I get it.
I'm off my routine. Not you specifically, but I'm just saying, like,
No, true.
The way people come off of their the train tracks to get to where they want to be is because they don't see momentum. You have to see momentum.
But people also have to understand, because once they get derailed, then they're like, fuck, I stopped. Right. Just get back on, dude. And it's okay to take a break from time to time. The fact that you and I are unable to take a break, that also says shit too. Like, I don't know how healthy that is, but you need to be able to take a break and get back on. Or you need to understand that, fuck, I fell off the wagon, get back on. Right? Just falling off does not mean you're a failure. You're a failure when you quit and you stop. Falling, failing, that's okay. Just start again, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because like, I don't even train every day. I don't work out every day.
Yeah.
I don't have access to a gym. I work out. If you saw what I was doing, it'd be like, it's the worst thing. It's the worst thing, but I have to keep momentum going. I'm working out with like, it's
but
crazy.
That's a difference, dude. That's still a workout.
It is.
The
It
way
100%
you
is.
live your life, that's a workout. So don't, degrade what it is you're doing. Your body is actively working.
Yes.
You're just doing it with cutting wood and shit, and I'm doing it with weights, or I'm doing it with grappling, or I'm doing it by hitting the bag and shit, or people.
Or people, yeah.
Yeah.
I love MMA, by the way. I'm a huge
You've never done any kind of martial art?
Did Taekwondo.
Yeah, I did that when I was a kid.
And then I stopped because of where I live. Like there's, I don't know, there's nothing, no one, nothing, absolutely nothing, but it's important to have structure.
Yeah, I think I'm a little rigid about it. I take, it gives me comfort having this routine, and I'm not sure if I'm too rigid with it, but that's how I'm in, like that gives me my comfort. That's my security blanket, having that. I know I'm going to get up, I'm going to do this. And then you have your fuck around time to whatever happens. But then at night, I'm going to do my hyperbaric chamber. I got to study Spanish and I got to study chess. And then once that hour is gone, then it's fuck around time again to do whatever you want.
Nice. What gives you the perception that you're rigid?
Because I'm inflexible about it. Like I will begrudgingly have to give that shit up. Right? If I have to do, if there's something that I have to do and it's going to conflict with me training, or if I have to, like Aaron books my all the guests and he's like, what about this time? I'm fucking training. Right? So I'm just rather inflexible, and I do believe in life we need to be flexible. And when it comes to my routine, I am rather inflexible.
I see. I get it.
Right? And I don't know if that's a good thing, but again, I don't know any different. It's right. For example, let's say I came to you and like you with your workout or any of the routines. Let's just say I fucked with your morning routine. Mm-hmm. Are you going to like that?
No.
Right. Are you going to, you may begrudgingly have to give it up. Like if it was a do or die circumstance and you had to give it up, you may do it. You're not going to be happy about it.
No, I won't. But I'll always adapt. And we'll use a fighting metaphor. You go into the ring, you go into the octagon with a certain game plan against a certain fighter. A lot of people, it's either they're going to be watching film, they'll know, they'll get an idea of their opponents. Others will say, no, I'm not looking at anything. I'm just, putting all of the focus on myself and what I'm capable of.
Yep.
You walk in there with your game plan.
Yep.
You get punched in the face and your nose is broken. What happens then?
Well, you have to adapt. For sure.
So do you still hold that? The answer is probably yes, but you obviously still hold that adaptation, pivoting attribute to yourself if the routine gets messed up or things like that, right? Like, do you see it the same? Like, is it the same?
See, what you said earlier that was very poignant is that at a young age, poignant, like very deep.
Deep, yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yep.
So I have a very similar mindset. You're here right now, and I want that cup. And there's no motherfucking way that I am not going to get that cup. There's no plan B. There's not that bottle, and there's not your cup. There's that cup, right? And so in the pursuit of that cup, my goal, I'm going to have to pivot because life will fuck with you. So I'm going to pivot, and I'm going to see what happens. But I am ultimately going to get that cup, and there's no negotiating with that. And I take that mentality in every fucking thing that I do in life, business, personal, no matter what.
Yeah.
Right? So that mindset to me has been crucial in the success of my life. However, when we take a look at our routines, that mindset is not really the same. For me, those routines give me comfort. Those routines, because they are beneficial in the way I live my life, and I think they also give you and I our mental break from that sort of mindset, because that mindset is not normal, dude. And that mindset is not very easy on us. So to be so fucking militant in our desire to get that cup, you need a mental break. For me, it's playing video games, or for me, it's or just the hyperbaric chamber. That is an hour, dude. I'm fucking locked in there. I can't get out of there. If someone needs me, you're fucked, because I'd have to decompress and I got to get out of there. So for that hour, I am detached from the world. I have my Spanish and I have my fucking chess, and then the world doesn't exist. I personally need those breaks from life. So that mindset to me is different from that mindset, that just never say die mentality. So when I say I am rigid in those, routines, I just don't know if that inflexibility is an issue, right? Like I said, I'm going to be going away. So now my routine is going to be all fucked up. So I'm going to have to find other ways. I'm going to have to pivot to adapt to that routine change? Like you drove here, right? You left yesterday. So your routine is all fucked up.
Environment. The environment is different, the accessibility to things, but we didn't eat out yet. We've been here for 2 days. My girlfriend made full of food at home, glass Tupperwares, brought it with us in the hotel room.
Nice.
Ate some food cold on the way. And it's just because I enjoyed eating it like that.
Yeah,
and it's my pattern, and I want to keep momentum going, and we feel great. We don't have to spend money on things.
No red light. Well, you used you adapted, you pivoted.
100%.
That's right, for
Absolutely, 100%. Especially when you know in advance that something is coming that will have an effect on your norm.
Yes.
That's a huge game changer. And I say this to a lot of even my clients, I'll be like, if you know that in 2 months you have this on the calendar for X amount of time, that's a huge benefit and advantage, because you know how to plan your game plan ahead of time for those days to cover your tracks, so that when you come back, you're not messaging me being like, I have to start back from scratch. What's the difference with you being there for 1 week versus at home or in your routine? There's decisions. Comes down to what your decisions you're taking, and obviously the accessibility to things and all that. But yeah, we drove yesterday, but I'm still on it. I did my routine this morning, in the carpet of the hotel room and all that. I still do it. Breath work. It's the same. It's the same pillars. I still have the same pillars, and it's important for me to always have those pillars in any environment, around anyone, no matter where I am and any time. That's important for me.
So in terms of physical training,
yes,
what is it you do
right now?
First of all, dude, you look fucking awesome.
Thank you.
I got to tell you straight up,
it.
you're lean, your abs are good. You look great, and
Thanks.
you look athletic. You don't look too muscular. You don't look overly built. I think what you have is attainable with hard work and discipline in your diet. Is your diet clean?
100%. 100%. And first, I appreciate it a lot. And the thing that when I was 15 years old, a month before my 16th birthday, that contract that I wrote to myself was performance first, physique number 2. Why? Physique is always going to follow this. Your body has to follow.
Agreed.
No matter what.
Yeah,
it's going to end up following all the reps you're doing, the structure that you have. And, I don't usually say it like this, but now that I'm auditing my years since being 15 and now I'm 31, I'm a king in terms of consistency. And I don't want it to sound like that, but when I really talk to myself, I'm like, fuck, the thing that really stands out is consistency. Mm-hmm. And I've been so consistent all those years, all those days. Those are so many days, so many things that you're confronted with and things that you have to adapt to, but consistency for me is the biggest thing. Coming back to what we were saying before, I don't remember exactly how you said it, but I wanted to mention or you said if you skip, let's say you derail and then coming back is very important.
Yes.
I always say, never look at your stuff like that, your fitness training, your workouts, as a one-time thing. You have to always see it as a weekly thing, a monthly thing, and a yearly thing.
Okay.
If we look at my 365-day calendar, the 365 days that passed, how many green checks do I have out of those 365? Versus person B, they followed a plan for 2 months straight, never missed a workout, but then all those other days, it's a red X. Who's more consistent in that case? Me training 3 times a week, or that person? It's those 365 days.
100.
And then those 365 times 2, whatever the math is on that. Because when you look back, consistency is important. But that for me is a huge, huge way of looking at all my training, my structure is that. Now I'm going into, I kind of just started my season or my cycle of more cardio and heavy lifts. Because I want both to kind of contrast and balance. So now I have a bench press outside that my girlfriend was training in the rain the other day.
Nice.
So we get it done. And now I have a bike. Well, I had it last year. I have a bike with a cycling bike with a trainer, it's called. So you get to follow it on your screen.
Yeah.
So I have that to do my cardio. We don't have much room at home, so we get it done. But that's what my training looks like. I have a set of dumbbells, a set of kettlebells, and athletics and performance has always been my priority. The body is always going to follow. And like, I could still lift heavy. You know, I was able to bench like 315, deadlift 500. And I was 162 pounds.
Wow, dude, you're strong. It's good.
So, but I always wanted to keep performance number one. Like I was able to run like a low 40-yard dash. You know, I could jump like 60 inches. So performance is always number one for me. And we eat clean. Like we don't buy bread. We make all our homemade bread. Well, I'm not going to take the credit for it.
Yeah.
Erin probably knows this because we spoke about this, that my girlfriend cooks a lot.
Nice.
But she makes all homemade bread. We eat very balanced. Like now she cooked all of our food to come down. We make like shots. So like now before we had like freshly pressed carrot with ginger.
My fiance does the same thing.
Amazing.
Yeah. So that green drink consists of, she juices celery.
Yeah.
And then she comes up with this fucking witch's brew of, it's ginger, oil of oregano, lemon. I believe there's some, it's an anti-flu shot, right? So she does that. She juices once a week and she makes all our shit for the week.
So all those things. And I think also
she buys our bread.
But
you're slacking.
But it's crazy because like the whole bread thing, just that in itself it actually isn't that long and you save so much money and the bread is so much better. You look at the list of ingredients that I make, my girlfriand makes.
Yes. What kind of bread does she make?
Just like regular white bread. Sometimes she'll make like bagels. Sometimes she'll make like a naan bread.
Oh, wow.
But like all homemade stuff, like just water, flour, and whatever the other third ingredient is.
Isn't it yeast?
Yeast,
yeah. So you don't have an issue with eating bread? Because a lot of people...
Absolutely not.
Yeah. A lot of people are like, I don't want to eat bread.
Yeah, did you see the list of ingredients in bread?
Yeah, that's true too. Yes.
Compare flour, water, and yeast versus...
Okay, fair enough. All right, Jax, you're making fucking bread now.
But it's never let perfect be the enemy of good either.
Okay.
You can't be like that and I'm saying you, but like you never let perfect be the enemy of good. Because if you always get into the mindset of like perfect, you're never going to progress. You have to just get that train moving, get momentum going.
I agree.
And don't let perfect be the enemy of good. You could look at content the same way. You know how many times I've posted a shitty video and it got so many views that I was like, oh my God.
I think sometimes people respect the fact that it's not polished, right? The fact that it's disco, dude. Authentic. That's right. It's authentic. It's real. Yeah. So for example, this morning I was rolling with Martin and Mark was taking photos and he beat the shit out of me, right? And I'm like, okay, I want you to beat me as fast as you can beat me. Okay. Understand, dude, I've been training for 40 fucking years. I'm like, beat me as fast as you can beat me.
Is this jiu-jitsu?
This was just jiu-jitsu though. Okay. No striking. He beat me in 19 seconds. Okay. And Jax is like, I'm so proud that you're going to put that on the internet. Cause I could have sat back and pretended to be this fucking badass and I'm untouchable and I'm tappable and I'm beatable. And the motherfucker beat me in 19 seconds.
Wow.
And we were like from knees to him choking me out and me tapping. And he probably could have even done it quicker than that if he really wanted to. So really? I do believe people respect authenticity. I do believe people respect the fact that you are not perfect. But I have a different perspective. I am always chasing perfection.
That's okay though.
Yes, but I am okay when I don't reach that. But I am always driven for that. So some people, when they fight or they roll with higher belts, they already go into it thinking they're going to lose, okay? For me, I go into it thinking, I'm going to beat you. I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm going to beat you. And when, for example, Martin tapped me out this morning, I don't look at it like he tapped me out. I look at it like you only stop me until the next time where I'm going to tap you. And then he'll ultimately tap me again. Yeah. And then, okay, you only stop me to the next time where I'm going to tap you. And you need to have, like, dude, we get kicked to shit in life all the time. It's not just a physical thing. We get fucking bombarded by things that don't go our way, financial setbacks, emotional setbacks. And if you were to allow everything to knock you down and tap you out, where are you going to go in life, brother? Like, you need to just keep moving forward.
Yep.
to put it in perspective, I recently, 2 years ago, started learning how to surf. I have a gas-powered surfboard, okay? And it goes, I think, 50, 60 miles an hour. So in the beginning, fell. And I'm like, motherfucker, fell. Until that time where I stayed up for 5 seconds, fell, 10 seconds, fell. And then it's like that. If you consistently progress with anything, for me, learning the piano, mistakes. Oh, better. Oh, flowing better. Nice. Got it. Got the piece. Next piece. Fuck. Shit. Oh, nice. Flow. If you progress and if you are diligent with anything that you do, you will ultimately get better. You may not be the best. You may not be better than anybody else, but you will get better. And how wonderful is that if I promise you, pick something you want to do. You want to crochet. You want to learn how to fucking knit. So you're going to knit in the beginning and I don't know anything about knitting, but let's just say you're shit in the beginning. Day 2, still shit. Day 3, well, I didn't pierce my skin with that knitting needle. Day 4, well, I actually did some. Fuck, man. If you progress, if you are diligent, if you are disciplined, no matter what you do, you will always be better at it. That is fucking incredible. That's a fucking superhuman power.
100%. And that translates over to all the other stuff that you do or that you're confronted with.
Yes.
Like, look, when I moved up in the mountains or moved up on where we live, we built our own sauna.
Nice.
Like a huge 8x12, 10-foot sauna.
Good for you.
Built
I can't build shit.
All renovations. So from plumbing to all builds in our house. I'm doing all that. Electricity. I didn't know nothing. I didn't even know how to hold a hammer or use it properly. Say you're an excavator, okay? Or an electrician or something. You're doing something outside. Or you're an asphalt guy or concrete guy.
Sure.
Okay? And you have friends that you ask to come help you. Carry concrete bags to the backyard. There's some people that are going, like, they'll have no clue about anything about concrete, but they'll still be able to grab bags of concrete and bring it in the back. But then there's some people that are so not open to, like, okay, let me just try this thing out. Like, some people are so not even, like, I don't think the word is open, but, like, they're just not even, like, voluntarily being like, okay, well, let me just try to see what the problem is here, you know? Like with my electricity, how come I have a clog in my toilet bowl?
Because you take monster-sized dumps.
Yeah, exactly. When I said that, I was like, oh, wait, there's an obvious reason.
Yeah.
But like, there has to be at least some sort of voluntary, actionable.
But that falls back on your desire to better yourself, to
learn. To learn.
100.
It builds your toolbox. You get stronger. It builds your foundation. You like when you're in a conversation with someone and talking about something, like you're like, oh shit, I know about this. I could actually converse with you. Like,
or you like you're talking about building shit. I fucking remember I was building something from IKEA and it was supposed to go behind the toilet, and I was done and it just went and it fell over. Right?
That's like Homer Simpson stuff.
Yeah. But so you know something that I don't. So, brother, educate me, man. Fucking tell me about something. Maybe I can learn something. How great of a gift is that? That you get the gift that you've actually educated me, and I receive the gift of now I know something I didn't. And that is the wonderful thing about conversation. And like you and I are very, very similar now, even more than I thought. But we are very similar in mindset. So now we amp each other up. Now you're like, hey, yeah, somebody else has that mindset. I'm not fucked up. Maybe, yeah, that's great. Oh, he does the ice baths too. That's amazing, right? So of like-minded people, you amp each other up. People that have a difference of opinion, and maybe at the end of the day, we still don't appreciate. Maybe you have an opinion that I don't understand. And maybe at the end of the day, I still don't appreciate it or respect it, but I can say, you know what? You have your opinion. I get why you think the way you do. Doesn't jibe with me, but that's okay, man. That's the way it should be. Let's talk about the sauna. What kind of sauna is it?
Wood stove fire.
Okay, yeah, I have one of those. I have a steam sauna, and then I have an infrared sauna and a dry sauna. Yep. So the infrared and the dry sauna are together, but I suspect that yours can go really fucking hot.
Oh, if you put hardwood in there, like 120 Celsius, but like we try to keep it like 90
Celsius.
Yeah, because we do a couple rounds, like 20 minutes. Like our sauna ice bath sessions are like an hour and a half.
Okay,
like,
yeah. So you do the contrasting temperatures.
And like, you know what's funny? It just came to my head because it's part of my routine now. I actually smoke cigars now.
Oh yeah?
Yep. I got into that randomly. I've always wanted, I don't drink alcohol.
Neither do I.
I've never smoked cigarettes, no drugs, nothing like that. But cigar was just like, meh. Like I don't compete. I could allow myself to do this. And again, never let perfect be the enemy of good. And I never overdo something either. Like, but this is kind of like a way to just like be with my own thoughts. I'm there looking at it. I'm looking at how it's burning and I'm like,
smoke.
Something. Just something. And I'm not, it's as of late, like recently. But yeah, so we have that sauna. We completely built it.
So for you, when you do your contrasting temps, you do your sauna and then you go into the ice bath?
Yeah. Sometimes though, between the sauna and ice bath, I'll try to bring down my temperature. Like I'll stay in like room temperature before jumping into the ice bath.
Oh.
Are you familiar with Dr. Rhonda Patrick?
Yes.
So there was something that she said once saying like, it's pretty good to not like to separate those two contrasts with just standing still in like the room environment or like the outside temperature environment and then going to your ice bath. I can't remember exactly why.
Well, it is very, it's hard on your CNS.
Yes.
Right?
Oh.
So for me, my like I said, my sauna is at 100, sorry, my jacuzzi is at 104 and then the 40 degree, that's a massive drop. When I do my sauna ice bath, my sauna is 190 degrees Fahrenheit because it has both the red light heat and the dry heat. Going from there to the ice bath is a motherfucker.
Yes.
Like your body's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So, or what I'll do is I'll do the sauna and I'll go lay in the snow.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait for that.
That sucks too.
Oh.
You must get a fuck ton of snow.
Oh my God, yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. But it's good for, it's when I start seeing that, I'm like, oh yeah, this is sauna season. Like this is it.
I like testing myself. Like I'll go out, like typically naked, and I'll just stand outside when it's cold, like minus 27, minus 30, and stay out there for 3 minutes. Let the snow, and it's just beautiful, dude. Like I live on the lake, so you have the wind coming off the lake, you have the snow, it's hitting your body, you're cold as fuck. And when your body and your mind is like, get the fuck in, and you're just like, no, 3 minutes, fuck you, 3 minutes.
Yep.
It's that I love to test myself and push myself because once you do it, you just know that you can do it again. And once you, like, we had someone on here who used to study neurobiology. And your mind, if you consistently push it, your mind will become, it'll be easier for you to push your limits. And accordingly, if you give in to your weaknesses, that becomes habit and that becomes easier to do. Mm-hmm. So if you have the option of being strong or being weak, why would you choose any other alternative but to be strong? But again, it's a mindset, dude.
It is.
It's a decision, as you said.
It's a decision. Yeah, 100%. But the sauna is a total game changer.
How you stay for how long in the sauna?
So the first round, always 20 to 25 minutes.
Yeah,
first one. Sometimes I'll dry brush. So I have a brush and I'll just brush myself and everywhere.
Yes.
Sometimes I wear like a banya, like a hat.
Yes.
Like a wool hat.
In the sauna?
100%.
Oh, shit.
It's made for that.
Really?
If you go to Finland, they're obviously all naked and they're wearing banyas.
In the sauna?
In the sauna.
What's the purpose of that?
Keeps your... in French, it's calm. Well, you're studying. No, you.
I'm studying Spanish. Yeah, my French is un peu.
Oh, like Aaron. Like the skull area, your brain is there, so it's good to have that wool hat. And I'll tell you a few reasons based off of me.
Sure.
So one, it catches all the sweat that goes in my eyes. That's number one.
Fair.
Number two is if you've ever been in a sauna that's hot, dry, and you pour water on the rocks.
Yes.
It gets so hot in there.
Yes, yep.
Like very hot.
Yes.
So it kind of protects your eyes a bit because it kind of cuts that like the little wind from the rocks, the steam. There's that. And then when you keep it on, when you go in the sauna, when you go in the ice bath, from the sauna to the ice bath with the banya on, you keep it on in the ice bath. And if you at the end of your 3 minutes or however long you're doing it, you go in the water with the wool hat. So when you go back in the sauna, your skull is very, very comfortable. And it's you know, in Finland and Russia and all that, a lot of them have banyas on their head, and there's a reason why. It also protects, you know, your skull, your hair if you have hair. Like, it protects your skull area and your eyeballs, and it just makes the sauna comfortable. But I'm not saying comfortable to the point where it's not like sauna suffering. You know, like, you still have the sauna suffering,
yes,
but it just makes the round way more consistent and more. It's a bit better. So because
I noticed in your videos that you're always wearing a hat, a banya, in your ice baths. Yeah. I don't do that. Do you? So you actually submerge yourself after the fact, correct?
Yes.
Same.
Yes. Yep. 100%.
Yes.
And then after my ice bath, then I sit on my Adirondack chair and I'm just there looking up. And then when you know you have a good session is when you start to see the trees moving a lot, and you're like, whoa, everything's moving around you. And there's like studies that say that it goes to the point, and I'm no expert in this at all, but it's some studies that are out there say that it goes to the extent that it mimics you taking or using DMT. The neurons in your brain,
yep,
it mimics those.
Dopamine levels shoot up by over 200%.
Oh, God.
So they're like outside, like there's fucking Gary Brecka, the douchebag. I don't know.
I liked, like, I don't listen to him anymore. I actually don't listen to no one anymore.
Except me. Be great, Paul.
No, but like, I don't listen to, it always comes down to what your formula is. What's your formula that works for Bruce?
What I didn't like is that he took good knowledge and then he started to transition into selling his own shit.
Exactly.
I could very easily use this vehicle to start pushing Perfect Sports, and I don't, right? And I didn't like the fact, and he started making claims like doing an ice bath is the same equivalent of doing 40 minutes of cardio. Like,
I hate that.
Yeah, don't.
Your legs are numb. It's not the same. Your heart rate is going up, definitely. But
sure.
I'm not to the point of saying like, you know, I'm not that at all. I just appreciated the fact that there was like another outlet that the person was pushing certain things, but then to a certain point. And that's why I didn't listen to them. Like Paul Saladino's another one. Like, you know, he was saying 3 years ago, protein powders are no good. Now he has a protein powder line.
Of course, now they're all great, right?
All great.
Yeah, so that's like, don't be disingenuous and don't use what you're trying to benefit the public with as a vehicle to line your own pockets. Like, I'm not cool with that.
Yeah.
But for me, the ice bath benefits my recovery. I do it mainly for the discipline of, you know, it's fucking cold. I don't want to go in there. You're getting in there, bitch. Like, you don't have this isn't negotiable, so get the fuck in there. And that's why I dig the ice. Even in the sauna, dude, like sometimes I'm like, fucking get me out of here, right? 190 degrees, you're sweating your balls off. I'm like,
rough.
Well, and here's the thing, 3 minutes left. I could get out now. 3 minutes, what the fuck is that difference is gonna make? Because that 3 minutes is fucking everything. That 3 minutes is where you fucking want to get out. I fuck this shit. I want to get out of here. You're staying, bitch.
Yes.
That is the difference between people that are successful and people that are just, they go with the flow of life.
Yes. And like I count 30, 29, 28, and then I restart my count 15, 14. And then I try to go in increments like that so that because 3 minutes is fucking long in the sauna at the end of a round when it's very hot. And sometimes too, when I pour water on the rocks, I grab a towel and I do this.
Yeah.
So like you have all the air that's circulating, so it's like burning everywhere.
Yes,
the tips of my ears are tingling.
Your fucking nose, your throat.
Oh,
I know. And that's when you want to give up.
All the time.
And that's when you don't.
Exactly.
That's right.
All the time. And I don't too because I'm like, I can't open the door and know that I still had 3 minutes left because I signed a contract.
Yes, you little bitch.
Exactly.
That's
little
right.
guy that's there.
Get the fuck out, man.
Exactly.
No one's gonna know.
Exactly.
No one's gonna know, bitch.
Oh.
And I'm like, fuck you.
Exactly.
That's 100%. I agree 100% with you.
Yeah.
All right. So, final question.
Yep.
What do you want your legacy to be? How do you want to be remembered?
So, okay, I'm obviously active on social media.
Yep.
But I've never been the type of person to care first about what other people think, because when I wake up in the morning, no one's coming to put on my socks. Figure of speech. So it's not really for me a question of like having a certain image or a certain remembering for other people. The most important people are obviously my family and the people very close to me. You know how many people have done something great and ended up, having their legacy and ended up dying. And then 2 weeks after, no one talks about them. It becomes normal. So for me, it's just, I'm so focused just on me, my home, and I don't want it to come off as,
self-absorbed.
Or like cocky or things like that, because
dude, I'm the poster child for cocky. It's okay.
But like everyone has to be like that. I think like you just got to focus on your stuff, your family, your kids, doing that. I don't even, so it's like a love-hate relationship with that question, because like for me, I think it's just like, it's a very elaborate answer and a very large question. But if I could give you an answer, it's, well, aside from being great, you just, everything that we spoke of, you want to put it in a ball. And that ball is a good formula to follow for people who need guidance and structure and something to follow for their life to build their own legacy and their own household. So for me, it's to build that compound, to have as many tools and as much knowledge that I could gain to share with other people. If we have a conversation of something, for me to be able to say, hey, Bruce, oh, wait, I know how to do this. Wait, let me share. And then vice versa. Those are the best tools that you could have. I'm not going to answer that question and say like, oh, I want to have all the fame and for people to know me and to make like this impact. But maybe I'll have that answer when I'm, 50, 60, 70, maybe. But for right now, 31.
Yeah, you're young as fuck, dude.
I'm very young still, and that's just how I perceive my life too. Like it's just, I look at it as like the most important thing is what's going on inside my household, how the people are around beside me, how they are, how they're doing. And like, when I leave from here, and like, it's a funny thing. When I leave from here and drive, possibly, you'll have a few sentences about me or speak, about this or blah, blah, blah. But when you're busy with your Spanish, you're not thinking of Joey. Maybe now, since I'm mentioning, you'll probably think of that. Yeah. But like, it just goes to that extent. Like you're so busy with the minutes of your life ticking and the responsibilities that you have and the things that you want to do that you're not thinking of Joey. Did Joey put on his socks this morning to put his shoes on? Like, that's not happening. I don't think of it like that. And I'm so, and I'm very to the point of like structuring the vintage lifestyle, the man, the woman, the household, the structure of that.
Traditional values.
Traditional. That's the word. Traditional.
I dig that. I 100% that.
So for me,
it's feminists.
Oh, for me, it's to put that on the people around me. And like, that's my wiring. That's my structure. I'm huge on that. So like, it's just, I don't know. I always strive to just progress, be better than what I was, and gain as many tools. And yeah, it's. I don't know if it's the answer that you were expecting or thinking of.
I wasn't
or
expecting
something
an
like
answer.
That. Or
I
like,
wanted to hear your take on that.
Well, because
there's no right answer.
No, there's none. But, and I didn't watch I didn't watch the length of the episodes that you put out with other people because I didn't want to voluntarily.
Yes, he did. He's lying.
But for this reason specifically, because it would have changed my perception. It would have gave me time to think.
Yeah.
And 9 out of 10 people will probably answer that question with a similar pattern and a similar breakdown and a similar structure, because it's just, there's no right answer, there's no wrong answer.
It's what's right for you.
Yeah, but there's a certain pattern of an answer that people will answer to that question, I believe. Obviously, I don't know, but I'm assuming. But yeah, I don't know. That's just the way I kind of see it. The way I'm so focused on our castle.
I dig
Our
that.
castle. What about you? How do you?
As I said earlier, I
Yes.
want to be able to motivate people. If I can do that, I'm good. Anything else doesn't matter.
Did that answer change for when you were 30?
Oh, dude, your shit's gonna change. You may change something tomorrow, or next week. Something may happen to you and change your mindset. I mean, you as you are, Joey, as you stand, your mindset, that's who you are now, and that's never going to change. And that's going to take you to places that, had you not been this Joey, it would be different. But, you know, like I said at the beginning, when I first started at 29, I wanted money and I wanted people to know who I was. And then that became less important. And then when I understood from people that I have the ability to motivate them, that changed everything. And then if I have the ability to help people, if I can donate and be charitable to foundations, or, you know, and not even be known for doing it, right? Just if I can help people, that's fucking awesome. That's what I'd like my legacy to be. Awesome. And that Bruce was a fucking cool guy.
Awesome.
Last question, simpler now. What's your favorite movie?
It goes in cycles, but I liked Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, very good. Yes.
My girlfriend likes it too.
Yes. Are you watching it?
No. And yeah, I think like Shawshank Redemption comes up to, you know, comes in mind. And I've also like throughout like just my childhood and my life, I didn't watch much TV.
Really?
I didn't watch much TV. The Simpsons and like
I've never watched The Simpsons. I know.
Gross.
I've never watched The Simpsons.
you're gonna love it.
I've never seen the Goonies. There's certain things that are
Which
like,
is normal. It makes sense. So
Yeah.
there's just so much too. And like I've never gotten to the point of like where I had not that time, but my brain was somewhere else. It was
Fair.
hockey. I had no girlfriend before I was like 18. I didn't kiss a girl until I was like 17 or something. Like my focus was somewhere else.
Yep. Nothing wrong with that either.
Yeah, and now I'm getting more into like, you know, watching movies with my girlfriend, series, Netflix stuff.
Yes,
I love Dexter as like a series.
Oh, buddy, yes, Dexter. The new have you seen the last season?
The fact that they're able to come back, like, did you see it before I say
Of
anything?
course.
Okay, the fact that they were able to come back and still hit like a home run on it is so difficult to do.
And it's renewed so Dexter Resurrection
Yeah,
is renewed for season 2 and 3.
I saw.
Yeah, Disco. I love that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'd probably say Dexter is there. I loved it.
Yes.
And yeah, just I think like Shawshank Redemption comes.
That's
up
an
to my
odd
mind.
answer, though.
We love crime stuff too.
Yes.
Love crime stuff.
Are you? Is your girlfriend all fucked up and she watches those Ed
Ed
Gein?
Gein. Okay, so this is her, right? So I told you about making bread and stuff,
Yes,
and baking
yeah.
bread. She's baking bread. She has her phone like this on the side, and I'm in my office and I see her baking her bread like this, and she's looking. She's like, and then she just stops, and I know she's watching shows like that. So then I go in the kitchen, I see she's watching like crime stuff.
Fuck, I know, same. That shit, like, dude, I love violence, right? But I don't understand women watching that shit. My fucking fiance is the same way. Her and her friend, fucking Terry, they're fucking watching it together. They okay, 1, 2, 3, click, and they're fucking watching it together. That fucked up.
Oh, wow.
If I die, if I go missing, they did it.
So what's your favorite movie?
I
did not.
Equalizer.
Okay.
Again, revenge. I love revenge flicks. John Wick, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings. I'm a huge fucking nerd. Love all comic book movies and everything else. Just because that pure escapism. Plus, dude, at 15, I was that skinny fucking kid, man. At 15, I weighed 140 pounds. I was short, same as you. And then I started studying martial arts and started getting stronger, started getting bigger, started getting more confident. But inside, I am still that fucking nerd that likes Dungeons and Dragons and comic books and video games. I love that shit. Now I'll just kick the fuck out of you if you make fun of me.
Awesome.
Brother, I appreciate
Bruce.
you, man. It was such an honor. Thank you,
Yes.
sir.